Okay, cool. I think we are. Oh, nothing happened. Looks like we are live on YouTube. So I will. I will just make sure everything is going well. There seems to be some sort of tech issue, I think. I just want to check everything is good. Yep. Okay. Cool. Very good. Very good. So let's get started. And what we're going to do is talk about deep work rituals. So this is actually part of the mindset course, and what we're going to do today is talk about deep work. What is it? How to get into it? Things that will actually hinder your deep work. So I'm excited. Let's just get straight into it. We've got like 37 slides to get through. So the core idea is we want to engineer flow states, and we believe engineering them is not an accidental thing. It is something quite deliberate that you have lots of control over. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so we're going to refer heavily to Cal Newport's work, Deep Work. I highly recommend, so after this live stream or the video, if you're watching it in the future, go check his book out. It's actually a very, very good book, but we've got a quote here. So the quote is, professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to the limits. Yeah, so he's saying that, so that's like a definition of professionalism, right? So deep work, and here at the bottom it says deep work is your most, like, equals your most valuable output. So when you're doing deep work, you apparently produce your most valuable stuff, which I agree with. Okay, so okay, let's move on to the next slide. Now, so deep work, right? It requires intense focus. It creates unique value. It's hard to replicate, and if you are learning something, it actually improves your skills. While shallow work, which is the opposite of deep work, which means you're getting distracted by things, you're checking your notifications while you're working and stuff like that. Shallow work can be described as things as like, yeah, you get easily distracted. You can easily replicate shallow work. So deep work is hard work, and it doesn't create much value, and it actually just really doesn't improve your skills if you're learning something, for example. Okay, cool. Let's, yes, excellent. So let's move on. Okay, so deep work hypothesis. Deep work is increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Okay, cool. That makes sense if you've read the book. So like everyone's getting, what that means is everyone's getting more distracted, and people forgot how to deep work. So it's becoming increasingly rare and thus more valuable. And those who master it will thrive, and the people who can't do it, they're unfortunately going to they'll struggle, unfortunately. But okay, why? Okay, so we're going to set up these rituals. We're going to set up these cool rituals, these flow rituals, right? So your brain loves patterns. It loves habits because it can save a bit of time, cut down stuff, right? So what we're going to do is instill some rituals so you can get into a flow state, deep work states, and stuff like that. So the brain knows if you're on work mode, if you have a habit. So for example, same place, maybe you play some background music, maybe classical, binaural beats or something like that, nothing that distracts you, or perhaps you have a routine to get into the deep work. So we're going to set that up right now. We're going to essentially do that. Okay, so the key takeaway, and as you know, I always like to give the key takeaway at the start of the slides, and then we're going to go sort of more deeply into it as we sort of go on and do all this. So the key takeaway is that we want to trigger the flow with the ritual we are going to create. Set coding sprints, or just set like the sprint. So in software development, we have this idea of, oh, I appreciate the likes. Thank you so much. So in coding, we have this idea of a sprint, and what it is it is literally what it says. It's a sprint. So you go full out, full berserk, and you just try to get as much coding done as possible. This is analogous to deep work. So what you'll do is you'll set aside an hour, and that is all you're doing. You're just doing the deep work. And there's a start time, and then there's an end time. Okay, so, and then use visual cues. So, you know, repeating myself, I said start and end routines. Okay, for all those on TikTok, actually, I'm streaming this live on YouTube, and YouTube, you will see the slides. I have a slides accompanying this presentation. So go over there, check it out, and I'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so, Cal Newport's deep work rules. Work deeply, embrace boredom, quit social media, and drain the shallows. Okay, anyone in the comments want to have a guess as to what any of those means? I love this notification. I love this notification. Thank you very much. I appreciate the comments. Anyone? I'll give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it's no big deal. They're just rules essentially. So work deeply, embrace boredom. So what that means is you say you're waiting in a line or a queue or something, and you want to check out your phone, right? And then you satisfy the boredom, right, by doing that. But by sort of being there in the boring state, you sort of train yourself to just sit with things. So because checking your phone is more exciting than actually just sitting down and working in a quiet place. And so what you do by doing that is you bring your baseline to be like, okay, checking my phone is the kind of normal thing. But if you just embrace the boredom and just be still, your baseline will be like, oh, I'm just embracing boredom. And then when you actually do the deep work, it's going to be exciting for you. It's going to be exciting for you. Okay, cool. Next slide. So rule 1, work deeply. Willpower is limited. Don't rely on motivation. That's so true. That's so true. Build routines and rituals. So I think you can develop your willpower, but everyone has a point. Everyone has a point. But what has like infinite power you can just keep hacking at forever and ever and ever is this whole idea of a habit. So I don't want to go too much into it. I think you should just read the book. There's the types of deep work there, the monastic, bimodal, rhythmic, journalistic. Rhythmic is best for coders, I think. But I don't want to get too much into the book. So embrace boredom. I really love that point. So it sort of trains your brain outside the deep work to be like, okay, I'm bored with something, so I'm just going to sit with it. So maybe you're on the bus and you're tempted to check your phone. Just sit there and just embrace it. So your brain is trained to be like, oh, okay, I'm not always encountering hyper stimulated things. I'm not flooding my system with dopamine all the time. So if you don't flood your system with dopamine all the time, monotonous tasks like typing on a keyboard for an hour or figuring out how to do something, solve problems, is actually interesting. It's actually interesting again. Cool. So let's move that over there. Good. Okay. Next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Quit social media. That is actually very tricky to do these days, but if you can do it, do it. I mean, obviously I'm streaming on YouTube and TikTok, so it's a bit of a, how do I get clients for what I want? So I would say minimize social media. Maybe have set times during the day that you want to use social media. So, or what I do is I know I get so addicted to social media sometimes. So what I do is I have these like special phone blockers. So I lock my phone, say like 9 to 5 I'm working. So I literally would lock my phone and I can't even use it. And the only time I can use it is like when 5 o'clock comes around, and that's it. Now you can do stuff like put apps in and add apps in, so you can make emergency calls and stuff like that. But you just gotta figure out a way. Just figure out a way, or like physically put your phone in like a locked box, leave it in your car or something. Or if you go to uni or work, don't bring your phone to school or something like that. So just find a way. Find a way. Okay, next. So drain the shallows. Just don't engage in too highly dopaminergic tasks. That is essentially what that is. Okay, so trigger workflow. So what I want you to do now is this, because this is a course, so you have a little book. I want you to set up a deep workflow. So for example, turn on your lights. Maybe you have a desk, clean your desk. Maybe have some, if you study with bubble gum, whatever you need to do. Maybe smells like you have a diffuser in your house and you like the tea tree oil or something like that. So in your book, this is a task. Write down what you're going to do to get into your deep work schedule. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. And now, so here's some examples. take a screenshot of that. I'm going to move on pretty quickly, actually. Okay, so 90-minute sprints. I love this idea of sprints. So what a sprint is, as I said, it's just, so in coding, we have like 2-week sprints where we just plan everything at the start and we just go full balls to the wall, like hardcore working it out, right? That's what we do in coding. So we can apply the same thing to anything in life, especially deep work. AA says, hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so we can apply all that in life. So I want you to treat it like that. I appreciate the likes. Thank you so much. So plan what you need to do beforehand and then engage and go for the sprint. So plan what you need to do and go for the sprint, and don't do anything other than that sprint in that sprint time. And now maybe 90 minutes is a little bit too much for you. You can build up to 90 minutes. So maybe it'd be 30 minutes at the start, and then in a week it'd be 40 minutes, and then a week after that it'll be 50 minutes, and you keep building up. I'm probably capped out at 90 minutes because my brain is fried, is pretty much fried, and so then I need to take a break. But everyone is different, so it doesn't matter as long as you're on the path. And it's not, and don't make it a flex. Be like, oh, I can deep work for 100 minutes. Like, it's not, all you should care about more is not the work you put in, but you should care about getting the results. And that's sort of just how the world works, right? Okay, cool. So that is an example of sprint structure. Come up with your own sprint structure. And so you want to set up cues, right? So you want to put your phone in a drawer. So cues to get into your ritual or deep work habit. So turn off Slack, start a focus timer, headphones on, light, candle, whatever you need, So that is it. Yeah, and then to get into it, end the routine, have an end point, power of music. So that is, I think we've pretty much optimal lighting. Yep. I think this is an example of a schedule. This is an example of a schedule here, but I think I'm just gonna power through that. Grand gesture. Yep. So I think what I've done now, I think I'm going to common deep works mistakes. Okay. So I think this one real quick, last one on the slides. So not being clear, checking notifications, emails, stuff like that. No breaks between sessions, because that'll lead to like your brain being zapped and fried, and you just can't do anything after that. So make sure, like, you have a 60-minute session, you take a 10-minute break or 15-minute break, however much you need, but have breaks. It's actually very, very important. Okay, cool. So, and changing your environment and stuff like that. Cool. I think that's good. And then just step through some planning, stuff like that. Yep. Okay, cool. So I'm going to end the webinar. Here. I'm going to keep it quick, right? But, so anyone in the chat at the moment, give me some ideas for a deep work ritual. If anyone's in the chat, I'm going to make this one pretty quick, actually. So not a long one. Anyone? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no. Anyway, so that's all good. So this is our second last slide. And yeah, so it's for professionals, amateurs, wait for inspiration. That is absolutely true. So I just want to do a little bit of advertising here. So this is part of a mindset course, which I have on my school community. Here it's, so this is a folder, these are all the lessons. And this stream is a set of streams that I've been doing in the past about mindset and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, go to the school community, which is in my link. Like here, it's in my bio for TikTok, and it is also in my bio for YouTube. So go check that out. Check out the mindset course. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you did get a bit of value. You did enjoy the deep work lecture. So does anyone have any questions before I log off? I'm going to log off soon, very soon. So let me know. Let me know if anyone has any questions. I'm happy to answer them live. Any questions, anyone? I'm happy to get them answered. I'll give it 10, 9. Okay. Hey, Kayla. Nice to meet you. Do you have a question? I would love to answer any questions you have about deep work, coding, whatnot. So 5, 4, let me know, 3, 2, any final questions at all? one. Oh, you do have a question. Okay, what's your question? Okay, tell me about your question. Tell me the question. What is the question? Okay, so because this question is on TikTok, I think I'm gonna end the YouTube live stream, but I will keep TikTok alive. So I'm gonna end the YouTube.